I love this place. It gave me the pep back that I needed so much. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon White version. Last time, we explored across interdimensional time portals. Black City and White Forest. We did quite a lot of things, actually. We got to see lots of different game mechanics, how they all work, how they all fit together, with the exception of getting people to move in at will, but hey, can't do it all in one shot, and that's related to an entirely separate mechanic that we'll be seeing at a later point. Oh, a Pokemon outbreak at Route 14. That's just where we were, but that's okay. We're not gonna go see that. I'm not gonna waste our time with it. Let's just go out onto Route 15. I'm gonna throw out my dowsing machine. Throw up my dowsing machine. Oh, I need strength for this, don't I? Well, BRB. Since I found myself in some rather toxic straits when it comes to my HM users lately, I want to draw special attention to a few Pokemon that you could be using as HM users that are a little bit better than what we've seen up to this point. Obviously, no one beats Samurott, but these come pretty darn close. We've been able to catch Tropius for a little bit. He's out on Route 14. Tropius, I actually don't remember. I wanted to say it's Tropius because tropical though, but I'm not really totally sure. But whatever it is, he actually is really good at using HM moves. He can use Cut, he can use Strength, and he can use Fly. In addition to him, there's also Rufflet and Braviary that we've been able to get for a while, and they learn both Fly and Strength. It doesn't look like Rufflet would be able to use Strength right away, but it actually can, which is a little bit kind of funny. These rocks are very specific. You have to push them exactly right, otherwise you just can't. You have to leave the area and come back to reset it. We're gonna go up, get TM09 Venoshock. I forget if we've seen that move up to this point, though, but it's a poison-type special move that's not really all that powerful, but it becomes really powerful if your opponent is already poisoned. Personally, I prefer to just attack twice than dedicate a turn to poisoning them and then using Venoshock, so it's not super helpful, and besides, we all know how poison is as an attacking move, so in terms of attacking moves, so not really that great. Don't think I'm going to teach it to Hilbert. I'll instead grab an Ultra Ball, and Route 15 is actually very small. In fact, if you want to just go the required path, just going behind this lady takes you right to it. You can see the gate building right over there in the fog. But we have trainers to fight. I'd like to do a little bit of Audino grinding. Yes, I would. Thank you for giving me that idea. Beep, beep. Our team has grown quite a bit stronger. I've been fighting the Riches once daily in order to get them to the point where we can see everything we can see with them. And I didn't want to show every single attempt because you're just fighting the same trainers over and over again. And I've also been going to Big Stadium and Small Court a little bit. Rock is not in our party because he hit level 70 from this, so it's very good grinding. Been trying to do that as much as I possibly can, and yeah. This is generally my way of segueing into, hey, we're going to be doing a little bit of battling. That's been what's going on with the team. But more importantly, there are lots and lots of new Pokemon for us to meet on Route 15. And this is a particularly opportune moment, not only because of Audino healing us for free, but because, unless otherwise stated, every single one of the new Pokemon on this route can be found at much higher levels in Dark Grass. It is almost perfect for that. Starting us off is Fearow. It's a fast, physical, normal bird Pokemon. Probably the only outstanding thing worth saying is that now it learns Drill Run. It's just kind of normal, kind of flying, expected, and outclassed, especially this far in, though not terrible. Marowak would be just an alright Pokemon meant for taking hits and then hitting back decently hard, but oh, it didn't settle for that. We have the natural choice for an item on Marowak, the Thick Club. That thing doubles its attack and allows it to hit for ludicrously high damage. Another great thing to add is that Marowak's signature move, Bone Meringue, is a 50 power, 90 accurate physical ground type move that always hits twice. But why would you ever want this over Earthquake when Earthquake is one hit that does 100 power? Because it gets around all kinds of little technicalities like Sturdy, and with effectively 160 attack backing it up with that item, it'll often do enough damage to one shot, or two shot, but it gets around Sturdy in one turn. And because it likes using unexpected moves so much, it can also use that Rock Head to use Double Edge instead of Return. one of very few Pokemon where I would outright recommend that as the natural choice. It is an overwhelming force, but be mindful of that poor speed and the common weaknesses, of course. If used when not vulnerable to those shortcomings, it is likely to slay its way through any target. Whoo, mama! Before Kangaskhan was a big deal, she just hit ghost types with Scrappy. Even before then, it had all the great stats you'd ever care about when battling with it. It moves fast enough, hits hard enough, and takes hits well enough. Sucker Punch and same type attack bonus Fake Out are also fun moves that it does well with. The worst thing about it is that most Kangaskhan probably just use Fake Out, Sucker Punch, some normal move, and funnily with how as a kid I always thought Kangaskhan was ground type, probably Earthquake. It knows Outrage when caught, which is kind of fun, but it's a lot more situational since it isn't a dragon type itself, and the other moves that it could be using are just going to be useful a lot more often. Good at what it does, just not much else. Pupitar! Oh, I wish you came up earlier. Pupitar evolves into one of the best physical attackers of all time. Let's shift gears over to Tyranitar instead, because every Darkgrass Pupitar will evolve in one level, and that's what you're here for. With 2 good offensive types, simply unreal stats all over the place, a rare ability that summons Sandstorms right away that would already make it good pretty much no matter how crummy it would be otherwise, Rock type's getting a 50% special defense buff from the Sandstorms that it automatically summons, and that leaves you with Tyranitar being a juggernaut, if there's ever been one. I'm sure you're already well aware of how great it works as a physical attacker, and I don't need to tell you about all that, so instead, I'm going to choose to bring up how it can actually work as a special attacker, and how it learns all kinds of crazy moves like Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, and Ice Beam, just to name a few. It even gets some interesting status moves like Hone Claws to use with Stone Edge to make up for that accuracy. Whatever type coverage you want or however mixed you want a moveset, Tyranitar can even deliver on that front. This is one of the strongest Pokemon we've ever seen and will ever see. Tyranitar is found rarely in Rustling Grass, but at a much lower level than the Darkgrass Pupitars that I recommended. Mankey is our swarm encounter for Route 15. It evolves in 1 level into Primeape, an unusually speedy fighting type. Fitting of its Ragey Portrayal, it hits pretty well, and is pretty much done if it gets hit at all. I wish I could say Anger Point was an ability worth your time because it is really fun when it actually works, but it's so squishy that it'll probably be knocked out before it would get half a chance to see any benefit from it. Otherwise, it uses physical moves and is a pretty fast U-turner when it sees an unwinnable fight. Back to the road ahead, the lower road has a lot of hard fights for you if you end up falling down there, and the high road has the rewards that you want. It's like we're playing Sonic over here. Let's go into this building. Hi, hello. You came here? That mean you're a visitor? Huh? No? You came all the way here. Ah, you're a trainer. Are you in the middle of your journey? Ah, this is your trainer card? What? You have all the gym badges? Great! You may be able to... Professor Park! Quick! Oh, there you are. Professor! Do you have a minute? I think you do. Listen, this kid is a trainer who has all the gym badges. All of them! I'm sure this trainer can operate it. I have told you many times. This invention is great indeed, but without a professional trainer... Oh man, I can't wait to fly around that USB drone. What? You have all the gym badges? All of them? Fantastic! Fantastico! Yahoo! Ooh, what a great day! Great, unbelievable. Hi, I am Professor Andrew Park. Oh, I was hoping your name would be Pal Park. Blair? Blair, are you willing to participate in an ambitious experiment that will make history? This device is called Pokey Transfer. It connects called the system. Meanwhile, the molecules and the evoking ergo energy particles and if the frequency, as you see with faraway Pokemon, the alpha wave is following which reach convergence, spectacular results. To put it more simply, if you're using this device, you may be able to bring Pokemon here from other regions. But just for safety's sake, the Pokemon you're transferring shouldn't be holding anything, so to make sure to take their items first. So, you are a fantastic Pokemon trainer. Will you participate in the great experiment of the century? You need 2 DS systems to use Pokey Transfer. We will conduct the experiment with another DS. Is that okay? This is compatible with Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver versions. All you want to do is pull it up on another system, go into DS Download Play, make sure that it's for DS software and not 3DS software if you're using backwards compatibility, and you should be able to do this with relatively little trouble. To the tune of this downright boppin' beat, way too good to be used on a download track, you can transfer Pokemon in bunches of 6. Has to be bunches of 6, you can't do less. I actually kind of wish that you could. There are a few limitations on this. First off, like they said, no hold items. Any hold items will be automatically dequipped and put back into the bag. They will not be lost. No Unova hidden moves. Defog is allowed because that was a hidden move and it no longer is. Whirlpool is allowed because that was a hidden move and it no longer is. Eggs cannot be transferred. Spiky-eared Pichu from Heart Gold and Soul Silver cannot be transferred because it was actually counted as its own Pokemon species on a programming level, so it was forever left behind, never to be featured in another Pokemon game. It's kind of sad, actually. But with or without spiky ears, our goal today is to transfer in Pokemon that do interesting things in this game. The others are just fillers because you have to do exactly 6. This is going to be a chain that's probably going to keep going for many years if I always have 3 Pokemon left over just because of filler, but we'll see how long it takes for that chain to be broken. Once you have selected your 6 Pokemon, you have to agree Hell items will be put in the bag because that Shaman's got a Mickleberry. And basically, it's a third-person shooter game of sorts. It's kind of interesting. I am waiting for Kyogre to jump. Please, no, I'm not very good at... as soon as I say I'm not good at it, I do it fine, so that's kind of what you gotta do. Lead your fire, make it so that you're shooting where they're going to be, not where they are, of course. Nope. Come on. Someone jump. Please. No, oh, okay, I scared him out with the Pokeball, and then he's jumped. Come on. No, barely got him. Let's scare Kyogre out. Giant whale of death scared by one little blue Pokeball. Let's wait for Giratina to be facing the other way because they will jump out whichever way they are facing, and if they're at the edge of the screen, you're not really going to get much of a chance to catch them. The time limit is thankfully extremely forgiving, more forgiving than it has any right to be. No! It went off the side. Okay, he's bunny hopping across. Oh, wait, what's that? Dream Smoke? He's asleep. He is asleep. He's asleep inside of the thing. Oh, I caught him in the bush that time, but not the others. I was starting to think maybe I couldn't, and I was misremembering. Pokemon cannot be returned once they transfer. Transfer these Pokemon? Yes. For all the little itty-bitty kitty limitations that you have to deal with, they don't come up that often. It's nice that they don't limit you to the hidden moves of other games. It's really forgiving in that way. Not having to say goodbye to held items just because you can't boot the game on. And greatest of all, there is no limitation on how often you can do this. Do it as often as you like. Any Pokemon that was yours will remain yours once you have reached this. We talked to this little lady who, I know I say it about a lot of ladies in this region, but I mean it, I really do like you. Your Pokemon can't be holding items when you transfer them. It's safer that way. In rare cases, there are Pokemon that cannot be transferred, but Professor Park will explain it to you. She's really cool, very charming, one of my favorite minor nameless characters. With this research of mine, I also want to have an impact on people in the future. People living in 100 or 200 years from now. What a crazy thought to think that if the Pokemon series is still going that far into the future, we'll not only be able to transfer the Pokemon that we used as kids to our children, but our kids might be using our Pokemon in battles while we are no longer alive. That's really wild. Long after anyone remembers us is gone. We are monitoring Pokey Transfer. Keep a careful eye to make sure all Pokemon have safe travels. Wasn't there something here that you can do? Let me leave and come back. Aha, leaving and coming back, you come back down. You're just saying the exact same thing. Well, you became a lot less charming really quick, jeez. Well, wherever it is, it's not here. I guess we'll just go on the way and see how long it takes before we run into the thing that I am thinking about. Oh, hey, look. If you've caught a Pokemon called Ditto, she's willing to trade you a Rotom. And wouldn't you know it, I got Ditzy right here, the one that I caught all the way back in Giant Chasm. I like the nickname, but I'm sorry, it's time to say goodbye. My heart is beating so fast. Okay, let's start. What is it with the scientist girls and just being so incredibly perky and energetic right here? That's not usually how it goes with any of the scientist girls that I've met, but hey, maybe that's just me. I don't mean to generalize. Some of us nerds are very high energy. Cough, cough. All right, Rotom is a decently fast user of Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt. Not much else to really say there. Eeks is its name. Eeks. Okay, that is a little bit better than Ditzy. All right, well, if you'll treat it with love, I'll treat this one with love. There is one thing that Rotom is able to do, and I would like to show that to you now. I transferred a Rotom, and that's because I was thinking about the Pokemon that had things I wanted to show and forgot that momentarily I'd be doing that in-game trade. So, there you go. I guess maybe it works out this way because if you don't have a Rotom to transfer to do this, you are able to just trade for it right there. It's level 60, really nice and easy, so you're not locked behind having to transfer in order to do that. There are, however, some Pokemon that you do need to transfer in order to do things. We're going to grab one such Pokemon right now. And this brings me into something about this game that I don't love. It is a problem that has been plaguing the series from this game to present day. This was the very first time in any Pokemon generation where you could buy every single game in said generation but not be able to have every Pokemon. Thankfully, event Pokemon are excluded from clearing the national decks, but I still do think it's kind of lame that for, you know, your Kyogres and Groudons and maybe even some other little odd Pokemon here and there, you need to have previous games, you need to transfer them, and used Pokemon games don't go cheap, man. A lot of them still sell for full price nowadays, if not more, when you have things like Heart Gold, Soul Silver that have limited print runs. I don't really much care for that, and I don't really like that either. If we take our Rotom back to Shopping Mall 9, it's mounting a cardboard. The full electronics don't sell anymore. They're just going to waste. I wonder if someone could put them to good use. Oh, Rotom would like to investigate the motors of the electrical appliances. Is that okay? Why, yes. Rotom is motor spelled backwards after all. I see nothing more fitting than having these two things neutralize each other. You can have Rotom enter the microwave oven, the washing machine, the refrigerator, the electric fan, the lawnmower, and my favorite electrical appliance, the one that had a mandatory recall. If you put him in any of these, he's going to try to learn a signature move of whichever appliance you use. The microwave oven has overheat, the washing machine has hydro pump, refrigerator has blizzard, electric fan has air slash, and the lawnmower has leaf storm. These are all pretty great. We're going to do one for sake of example. And we're trying to learn overheat. If you were to change him to another body that he can inhabit, then he would just simply have this move replaced by whatever the signature move of that one is. We're going to get rid of charge. And this is truly what makes Rotom special. Without this, he's all right and a decent user of the moves. But now, he's a different Pokemon. He's even a different type. The appliances are no longer ghost type. They are electric and whichever the special move of that form is. This makes them even better because now they get the same type attack bonus when they didn't back in Platinum. Wash Rotom saw some great viability from this change especially, but really, I wouldn't call any of them outright useless aside from just how late they become available. I wish there was some game that had Rotom available early and not locked behind a bunch of hurdles, because transforming it periodically as you progress would be so fun and useful if you knew it was coming up. The only reason to not use the appliances other than type is that vanilla Rotom has higher speed. All of the other stats are higher on these appliances, and their base stats are the same across all of them. The only difference is the type and the move. That's pretty fun. And that's not the only thing. You can see that these appliance forms have different sprites in the menus. This has always been the case for Rotom, but some of the Pokemon that you're able to get, for a little while, some of them were locked behind transferring, have new menu sprites as well. Cast form is one of these having a new menu sprite, and Cherim, if it's in its Sunshine form, also does. Here's what those look like. Second up takes us Back to the town of Lacking Noses, Lacanosa Town. Inside the Pokemon Center was a girl who talked about flowers that give gratitude, which is why I'm introducing this and not just letting her tell us herself. Oh, Shaman! When it comes to Shaman, Gracidia flowers are important. I have a lot of Gracidia flowers, so let me share one with you. Where'd you get a lot of these things? Frickin' action replayers ruining things for everyone else, but I didn't know that played the animation for getting the light stone or dark stone. What a random thing to give such an important animation to. Since early times in Sinnoh, people made a bouquet of Gracidia flowers to give to someone to show their feelings of appreciation. Isn't that interesting? By giving a Gracidia bouquet, you don't have to say a word, and someone will know how grateful you are. Quite a delightful custom. If you use this key item, not hold item, but key item, flowers sometimes bundled in bouquets to convey gratitude on special occasions like birthdays. We want to use this on Shaman, and that will transform it into its sky form. Or forme, I guess, with that spelling. I still don't like how they have that different spelling for different ones. It's really weird. You have to show her a Shaman that had a fateful encounter. Any other type of Shaman will not be allowed, which means even though they did distribute the Oak's Letter item to let you catch your own Shaman and have a really big, special, awesome boss fight, that one doesn't count. It has to be a Shaman that they handed you for free, or you can't get this. It's pretty dumb. Shaman reverts back into its land form if placed in the PC, if it is ever frozen in battle, which it's quite weak to ice, so how likely is that to happen? And I think it also doesn't work at nighttime, if I'm not mistaken. It's a form that has a lot of weird technicalities with it. It's not getting a bio because it is not obtainable in this game and has to be transferred in for you to have it at all. The last transfer-related topic that involves going back to a previous town is in Nacrene City. I don't have access to a legitimate event Deoxys, but if you had one, you could go to the Nacrene Museum and check this meteorite. This would allow you to change Deoxys between its normal form, attack form, defense form, and speed form. But of course, I can't do that, so I thought I would just give it a little footnote. There you go. Everything that you can do related to the Pokemon Transfer Lab at present time in every place that we have been. It has a lot of little things branching off of it, and it's kind of a nice feature that I wasn't expecting to be included. I know it sounds, completely detached, like, do we even play the series at all nowadays if you don't think there's going to be a transfer service, but I want to put you in the time. Back then, transferring was not a regular feature. It was in Gen 2, it was not in Gen 3, and then Diamond and Pearl brought it back. It had never been in the series for more than one consecutive generation. And with the announcement that Black and White was going to have all new Pokemon, was not going to have any other old Pokemon obtainable in its main story, that together with all the Pokemon being fully animated, I was thinking, oh, there's just too many Pokemon now, they can't animate them all, so they're making it all new Pokemon and nothing else, so that they can make this game better, give it more personality, more animation, all those things, but the old Pokemon have to go because they logically can't animate them all. I thought it made sense in the time and the context, but as you can imagine, I was very impressed when I got to the post-game and found out, oh, the old Pokemon are here, you can transfer anything, and they're all fully animated? Sheesh, wow. I thought they wouldn't be able to do that, but sure enough they did. I will say that some of the older Pokemon have some kind of bad animations, some of them look a little better than others, but I still think it's impressive, and I didn't expect this at all. It's just kind of a different perspective that I guess people playing the series now wouldn't really think about, but it's what I thought at the time and thought it made sense with everything that had gone on. Anyway, I didn't mean to stand here and ramble for too terribly long. I just kind of wanted to get that out there because it is kind of what I felt when I found this feature for the first time. We only have Marvelous Bridge left. That is the only new place in all of Unova that we have yet to set foot on. Next time on Pokemon Black and White, I hope it's ready to get scuffed up by our shoes. See you guys then. Let's go back inside so we can hear the song.